If your credit score is below 620, getting a personal loan can be challenging. Most banks and credit unions won't approve you, and many mainstream lenders won't either. But that doesn't mean you're out of options. There are actually quite a few lenders that work with poor credit. At the Yukon Project, we track over 50 lenders that work with borrowers who have low credit scores. In this video, I'll cover the best companies that say they approve borrowers with credit scores under 600, share a few backup options, and explain the most efficient way to get approved. These are the best loan options for people with poor or bad credit. The minimum credit score you need to be approved for an Avant personal loan is 550, but the average credit score for their borrowers is 640. So if you have a credit score under 600, you might struggle to get approved. They don't lend any less than $2,000, so if you have a high debt-to-income ratio or a low overall income, you might be denied even for their lowest loan amount. Avant's APRs range from 10% to 36%, and they charge an administration fee up to 10%. One standout feature is that if your admin fee is over 5% and you pay the loan off early, Avant will prorate and refund part of that fee, which is something most lenders don't offer. Oportun is all about helping people rebuild their credit. Along with emergency loans, they also offer credit-building loans and saving programs. They don't use a minimum credit score for approval. Instead, they look at things like your income, debt-to-income ratio, and recent payment history. They'll lend as little as $300, which is great if you're just trying to cover a short-term gap. New borrowers can get up to $6,000 and returning borrowers up to $10,000. Their max APR is 36%. Upgrade technically approves borrowers with scores as low as 580, but that's just the cutoff. The lower your score, the harder approval will be. You will usually need at least 3 years of history on an existing credit account. If approval is tough, Upgrade does offer secured loans using your car title or home pictures, and they allow co-signers too. Loan amounts range from $1,000 to $50,000, with APRs between 7% and 36%. Upstart advertises approval for people with very low or even no credit score, but that doesn't mean approval is easy. In most cases, you'll need a debt-to-income ratio of 50% or less, no current missed payments, and a steady income. When deciding whether to approve you, Upstart also looks beyond your credit report and considers factors like your education and job history. Loan amounts range from $1,000 to $75,000, with interest rates between 7% and 36%. One thing to keep in mind is that some of the loan's costs may be billed into the origination fee rather than the interest fee. If none of these lenders will approve you, the next group of lenders you can consider include NetCredit, OppLoans, and Rise. These options, you will see, are more expensive, which means you should only take one of these loans if you know you can pay it off early, say within a few months. If you hold one of these loans longer than that, you will end up paying a lot in interest. NetCredit only lends in these 37 states. Their loan terms change state by state, but generally they lend between $1,000 and $10,000 for 6 to 60 months. They recently dropped their highest APR to 100% and their lowest APR to 34%. These loans are designed for people who struggle to get approved by mainstream lenders. We suspect that the average credit score for their borrowers is just below 600, but they do not have a stated minimum credit score needed for approval. OppLoans lends in these 40 states. They will lend as little as $500 and as much as $5,000. They have recently changed their APRs. They moved their lowest APR down from 160 to 129%, and they moved their top APR from 179 to 195%. These are expensive, but OppLoans does not charge an origination fee or late fees, so all you've got to worry about is the interest rate. The average OppLoans borrower has a credit score around 580, but they don't actually use your credit score in their approval process. They will look at factors from alternative credit bureaus and your bank data to determine eligibility. Rise is one of the companies on this list most likely to approve people with bad credit. They offer loans in these 30 states. Their average borrower probably has a credit score around 570, but Rise is also more expensive than the others on this list. Rise will lend between $500 and $5,000, but new borrowers usually only qualify for $2,000 to $3,000. In most of the states that they serve, their lowest interest rate is 100%, and their highest rate is 200%. But in some states, their APRs can go all the way up to 300%. In fact, they raised their rates in the last year. If none of these lenders approve you, there are still options, but they're risky and expensive. These lenders are owned by Native American tribes and claim they don't have to follow the state lending laws. APRs often start around 300% and can climb to 700%. Interest piles up incredibly fast, making these loans very hard to repay. If you ever have to use one of these lenders, you really need to pay off the loan within a few weeks. Otherwise, you can end up paying double, triple, or even more than what you borrowed. They might solve a short-term emergency, but they can quickly turn into a bigger problem. So there you have it. Those are the options for unsecured personal loans for people with bad credit. If you have any direct experience with any of these lenders, leave a comment below and tell us about it. Everyone benefits when we share information. Now, you could go to every one of these lenders' websites and apply individually, but who's got the time for that? If you want to check who will give you the best deal, you can go to our lending marketplace page on our website at the Yukon Project. When you apply to any of our featured lenders, we will check your rate with up to 40 lenders behind the scenes. We will show you all your approved offers so you know you're getting the lowest APR you can qualify for. If you found this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us out and we appreciate it. Thanks for watching.